Good morning, children. Today we are with the second part of this chapter, Journey to the End of the Earth. In the first part, we had done the first 2 pages where I explained the journey of the writer Tushani Doshi to Antarctica, and now here in this part she is going to talk about the importance of this Antarctica. First, that we are going to do here is human impact on Antarctica. Human civilization have been around for paltry 12,000 years ago. Now we all know that this world is very, very old. It is about 5 million, more than 500 million years old, and human beings have existed here just for 12,000 years. So it is when we, on the geographical clock, if that is measured, it is just a few minutes that the human beings have been here. This time period is insignificant on the geological clock. Ironically, in this brief period, humans have destroyed nature by concretizing it. And in this short period that human beings have lived here, they have destroyed the nature by making everything of concrete. The rapidly increasing human population has left us battling with other species for limited resources. And the resources here is very limited, and we, the superior human beings being the superior, they have killed all other species just for their amusement, for their needs, to fulfill their fancies. The climate change, we come to the second paragraph. The climate change is one of the most hotly contested environment debates of our time. We all know that climate change, we have been talking about the climate change, that if we don't do this, if we don't change this, if we don't grow trees, if we don't stop cutting trees, if we don't pollute the water, there is going to be environmental changes. There's going to be a climate change. It's going to get warmer and warmer. And this, up till now, it had just been discussed, but now it is right before us. And today what we are facing, the situation that we are facing, the lockdown and all our work suspended, it is only because we have been unkind to the nature, and nature is taking revenge. The increasing temperature has thrown up various concerns, such as its effect on the West Antarctica, on the Gulf Stream ocean current, etc. But Antarctica is a crucial element in this debate, not only because it has never had human population, but because it was 500,000-year-old carbon records trapped in its layers of ice. So this Antarctica is very, very important because everyone is talking about the effect of global warming on this Antarctica. Whether it is global warming, or it is the changing of the Gulf streams, or on the effect on the West Antarctica, whatever, but Antarctica is the center of all discussion. And it is also because, not only because it had never had human population, there was no human population, so it's pristine, it is absolutely pure, everything is pure and unaffected by the pollution, but also because in its 500,000-old carbon records are trapped in the layers of ice. We all know that it was one single landmass. Antarctica was one single landmass, and it was a warmer climate with a good flora and fauna. But everything, the carbon record, the carbon footprints, the carbon record of it lies under the deep layers of the ice, and one can discover what the Earth was in the past. A lot can be learned from its deepest most layers. Now the program here, if we want to study and examine the Earth's past, present and future, Antarctica is the place to go. If we want to know the past through the carbon layers, we want to see what is the present, because of the present condition, what is happening to the layers of the ice, we can see here. And because as this ice is melting due to the global warming, what our future will be. Antarctica is a place to go. Students on ice, the program I was working with on Shokalski aims to do exactly this by taking high school students to the end of the world and providing them with inspiring education opportunities which will help them foster a new understanding and respect for our planet. Now, the narrator, Doshani, Tushani Doshi is working with she's working on one of these ships, and these ships, they take students, school children, to this end of this world, to this Antarctica, where the children can get a first-hand information of the changes and the place that it is. The program, The Student on Ice, aims to take the high school children to the ends of the world and expose them to a place that would give them a new understanding and respect for our planet. This effort is headed by the Canadian adventure educator Geoff Green. He has been leading these expeditions and adventures for the last 6 years. Taking high school students, he feels, is more fruitful, as they are the future generation of the policy makers and are ready to absorb, learn, and most important, act. Earlier he used to take the grown-ups, the people who had money, who just wanted to go here for fun and adventure. But he realized that it was no use taking them, the celebrities. No use taking those celebrities and the retired people. It was better to take these children, because these children, if they get a first-hand knowledge about this place, they are the ones who are the policy makers. Might be they will learn to respect nature, they will learn to respect this earth, and through their policies, changes will come about. The success of this program lies in the fact that all who go to the South Pole are deeply affected by it. And the reason of this successful is because that whoever goes to South Pole, it is affected by it. By watching glaciers retreating and ice shelves collapsing, one begins to realize the threat of the global warming is very real. So when people go to this place and they see that how the shelf means the ice, the layers of ice, it is going deep inside, and the collapsing of the shelves and the retreating of the glaciers, and the glaciers, the way they are melting, all this gives us a first-hand information of the global warming, which is real. It is no more just written in books. It is no more a matter of a issue of debate and a talk and all that. It has become a reality, and the children can see, or whoever goes to this place, they can see this and they can understand this. This apart, because of the simple ecosystem and lack of biodiversity, Antarctica is a perfect place to study the effects of the changes in the environment, and also because that this place is a perfect place where one can does not have much of biodiversity, and because of this, it is a perfect place where we can go and see the changes that are taking place in the environment. It is amazing. It is an amazing world where the tiny phytoplanktons, through photosynthesis, nurture the entire southern ocean food chain. So the phytoplanktons, they are the smallest microscopic organism, and the fishes and the other animals feed on it, and on this and on small fishes, the bigger fishes, and the bigger fishes, and the bigger fishes, and the whole marine life is in a chain, bound in a chain. And this phytoplankton is one which affects the whole of the marine animal birds of the region, and the global carbon cycle, and also the global carbon cycle. This story of the tiny phytoplanktons teaches a lofty lesson. Take care of the small things and the big things will fall into its place. And this teaches us, this phytoplanktons, they teach us a lesson that if we take of the basic things, if we take the care of the small little things, automatically the bigger things will take there. But for everything, we have to go and at the grassroots level and take care of those things, and the things that are bound to it or high up on the chain or on the pyramid, they will be looked after by themselves. Now we come to the next page. This is the last page, page number 22. Scientists warn Scientists warn that a further depletion in the ozone layer will affect the activities of phytoplankton, which in turn will affect the lives of all the marine animals and birds of the region. Yes, the scientists are saying that if these photosynthesis, due to photosynthesis or for anything else, if this phytoplankton is destroyed, then gradually all the marine life will be destroyed of that region. And the global carbon cycle. In the parable of the phytoplankton, there is a great metaphor for existence. What is the metaphor? Metaphor means similarity. Take care of the small things and the big things will fall in place. Now here she is a walk on the ocean. She is describing, she is sharing her experience, what it was to walk on the ocean. How did she walk on the ocean? Ocean is all water. So here she talks of that incident when she had to walk on the ocean. The writer's experience there was full of such revelations. But the best was before the Antarctic Circle at 65.55 degrees south. The ship was stuck in the ice between the peninsula and the Tadpole Island. The captain decided to turn back north, but before they did, the passengers were asked to climb down and walk on the ocean. Now the ship was stuck, it could not go further, so the captain decided to turn back, and before he did, he asked everyone to climb down, and they were in the middle of the ocean. As 52 of them walked on the seemingly unending meter-thick ice sheet, they realized that underneath there was 180 meters of living, breathing salt water. And there were 52 of them, 52 passengers there, and they started walking on the sheet of ice, the ocean which had frozen, and suddenly they realized that just below their feet, it is 180 meters of living, breathing seawater. On the top, it was frozen, but if that ice was broken, there was 180 meters of water, and it was living. The water was flowing. There were creatures and everything under their feet. On the sides, they saw the crab-eater seals. Stretching and sunning themselves like stray dogs do under the shade of the banyan tree. And what is she saying? That on the side, on the shore, on the shore or seashore, what did they find? That there were crab eaters, seals. The seal's name is crab eater, and they were stretching and sunning themselves as normal in a normal place in a town or a village. You would find stray dogs lying under the shade of the banyan tree. There was indeed a thread that connected everything. And of course, there was a thread that connected anything. The seals sunning themselves here just like dogs do in the towns and villages and cities under the trees. Reaching home, the writer wondered if Antarctica would have become the warm place that it once used to be, and whether humans would be extinct by then. And when she reaches home, she thinks that will Antarctica become a warmer place as it used to be once? And might be when it becomes a warmer place as it was once upon a time, at that time humans will become extinct. Might be humans will become extinct. It was difficult to say. It's difficult to say what the future holds. But after spending 2 weeks with a bunch of teenagers who still had idealism to save the world, she felt that a lot could happen in the million years, but it was each day that made the difference. And then the children with whom she went, what they had seen around them, what they had found around them, it had made an impact in their heart, and they still wanted to save the world somehow. And she said that at least with so much of enthusiasm and so much of idealism, lot could happen in the million years. But it was each day that made a difference. We have to remember that each day is making a difference, taking us towards the brink, towards the end, or saving us. It's all in our hand, how it is used, the resources, the population, how it changes the surface of the earth and the environment. Thank you very much for today.